Welcome to your best life with Olaume Brigwe. I'm a transformational life coach, and in this video, I want to share with you 4 hidden traps that cause goals to fail and how you can avoid them. Okay, so first of all, I hope you do set goals. Okay, I don't want to hear the whole, I don't want to set goals because what if they don't happen? Listen, the very purpose of goal setting is to focus your mind and your energies and your time and your talents. If there's no focus, if there's no singular focus that you are aiming for, then you will find yourself frittering your resources, including your time, money, energy, away onto things that are not necessarily going to move you forward in life. So please set goals. Please set goals. It's not just about the outcome. It's most importantly about the growth that happens when you're reaching for a particular goal. You don't have to set something like grow or increase by 1,000 times in a year. You don't have to make it outrageous, but you can just say, listen, I'm just going to set a goal to spend 15 minutes with my child every evening or whatever. You see what I mean? So it can just be something that is part of your daily lifestyle. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, you should set goals. I want to talk about 4 hidden traps that tend to cause goals to fail because yes, the growth as you're reaching for a goal is important because yes, all the focus, all of that stuff, all the benefits that come with goal setting is very important. But at the end of the day, you still do want to reach a measure, or if not all of the things that you set in your goal. And there are 4 things usually that will cause that goal to fail if you're not mindful of them. And these 4 things tend to happen to anyone, regardless of who they are and regardless of the goal that they have set. So it's a part of the journey is what I'm trying to say. And if the more information you have about your goal journey, the more you are likely to succeed in that goal journey, right? So the first hidden trap that could cause you to give up, be disappointed, give up and say, this thing is not working, I'm just going to abandon this goal and move on, is unexpected setbacks. Okay, and I say unexpected because expected setbacks don't injure you. If you know that it is quite likely that something is going to happen, you will prepare for it. For example, if you know that you set a goal that I'm going to become a runner and I'm going to run, let's say, for example, a half marathon in 6 months' time from zero, you've never run before. Now, expected setbacks would be there'll be certain days, especially if you live, let's say, in a country where they have winters. So currently it's winter where I live. And you will know that there could be a day where it could snow or it could be freezing and all those things. So these are things you expect because you know that the season will bring such setbacks where, oh my goodness, it's so cold, or oh my goodness, there's snow out there, or wow, it's minus whatever today. You can prepare for it. You can say, I've seen the weather forecast and I know that it's going to be very cold tomorrow. So I'm going to layer up and I'm going to make sure that I overcome that setback. So expected setbacks do not necessarily derail our goals. It's the unexpected ones. It's the ones that surprise you. Now, the thing about it is you are most likely to face unexpected setbacks. No matter who you are and no matter what the goal is, something somewhere is going to come into your space to try and knock you off your feet that you did not see coming. Now, if you don't prepare for that, if you don't reorientate your mind that if this happens, what will I do? Then when that unexpected setback comes into your spot, you're going to literally just give up. Let me give you an example. So let's say, staying with my example of the person that wants to run. So they're doing very well. The first week they've done their couch to half marathon and it's going really well. They found out, oh my goodness, I didn't know that running could be this enjoyable. I'm having the time of my life. You even called someone and a friend of yours joined you and you guys are doing it together. Everything's going well. And then all of a sudden you start feeling this pain in your ankle and you're like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Now, you were not expecting an injury. Okay, you don't hope for an injury. The weather, if you're running in winter, you know that at some point it's going to get really cold and I need to prepare for that. But an injury, even if people that run may have warned you, we don't tend to receive bad news and say, that's going to happen to me. We tend to think, it's happened to you, that's you. We hope for the best, which is a good way to live. So that injury comes and you find that, oh my goodness, I'm not able to run today or in 2 days' time. Oh, it's turned to 1 week, it's turned to 2 weeks. If you allow yourself to get discouraged by the fact that, let's say, when you finally are able to go back out there and you had been able to run, let's say, 5K, before you got the injury and you go out there because you haven't run in about 3 or 4 weeks, you realize that even getting to 1K, you're panting. Now, because it was unexpected, it was something that came into your space without you preparing for it, you have to be very careful with the way you navigate it mentally. You have to be able to say, listen, these things happen. It doesn't mean that I've completely gone back to zero. It's just a temporary setback, and I'm going to make sure that I keep going. If you can just interpret it as it's a setback, as like any other, I'm going to keep going, that thing will not derail your goal. Okay? So the second one is actually almost the opposite of this one. And it is something that we also experience during our goal journey. And this one is encouraging signs, particularly at the beginning of the journey. Wow, you know how the person starts running, saying, wow, this is really enjoyable, I love this, and so on. Or let me use weight loss for this one. Weight loss is a perfect example to use for this. Someone says, I've been exercising, I've been eating all my veggies and my salads, I'm drinking loads of water, and they step on the scale end of week 1 and they've lost 5 pounds. Okay, just throwing a number out there. They've lost 5 pounds. Like, wow, it's working. I'm so excited. They step on the scale the next week and they've lost another 3 pounds. I'm like, this is going really well. And then the third week, they step on the scale and so far they've lost 8 pounds, right? They step on the scale and they've gained 6 back. And they're still doing all the right things. Okay, so those are random numbers that are thrown out there. It's more likely it is 1 pound, all right, 1.5, whatever. But let's just stick with those numbers. And it gets 6 pounds back. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going on? But I'm still exercising. But I'm still eating all the right foods. But I'm still drinking all the water that I can, and so on. Now, the encouraging signs at the beginning made them very excited about the journey. Now, you should celebrate wins. If you don't celebrate wins, you probably will not last. But do not over-celebrate wins. Don't put all of your emotional energy into celebrating that win. Because I promise you, the time is coming very soon where you're going to see something exactly opposite to what you're celebrating. And if you're not careful, the fact that you have put so much positive energy into celebrating that win, and you're here like, oh, it's working, and then something happens and it crashes you down here, you may not recover, okay, because the gap is too much. So celebrate the win, but don't over celebrate. Move on quickly and say, listen, do you know what? I celebrate this 5 pound loss. I celebrate this 3 pound loss. Oh, okay, 6 pounds gain next week. It doesn't matter. I feel a bit bad, but I understand that the most important part of this journey is what I'm contributing and investing every day. As long as I put the work in every day, I will get to my destination. Because here's the truth. Life is made up of ups, messy middles, and downs. That is how life is. There is no situation in life that is a straight line. At the end of the day, when you look back, you may say, oh, I started from here and I ended up here. And it may look like a straight line in hindsight. But in the middle of it, as you're going through it, it's going to look like this. Like dotted points along the way, right? One up here, one up here, one there, one there, one there, one there, another one up there. And then, do you see what I mean? So that's how your daily life is going to look like. So when you reorientate your mind to the fact that you're going to go through different things in fact, sometimes over the course of just one day, you felt happy, you felt sad, you felt excited, you felt depressed over this same goal. In one day, in 24 hours, it's very possible. So different kinds of emotions are going to come at you. The most important thing is to stick with what you know you should be doing that will get you to the outcome. So that's the second one. The third trap that could fail, cause your goals to fail, is unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations. And I'm going to come at this in two ways. First of all, unrealistic expectations as to how far you can go with that goal with the time that you have. Now, hear me. Nothing is impossible to you. Whatever you set your mind to do, it is not impossible to you. With God, especially if you're going with God. With God, nothing is impossible. However, not everything is impossible in the time frame that you want to do it in. So, for example, I'm not a runner, okay? I don't enjoy running. I've tried it. I don't enjoy it. I would much rather walk and do other forms of exercise. So let's say for me, I decide that I want to run the marathon and I've never really been a runner and I want to run the marathon in 3 months. Now, is it possible for me to run the marathon? Absolutely. If I put my mind to it, I may not enjoy the journey compared to someone that actually loves running, but I will do it. If I set my mind to it, I will achieve it. But in 3 months, it's unrealistic because number one, I've never been a runner. Number two, there's no huge drive or desire for me to do it. So I will keep prioritizing other things above it. Do you see what I mean? Even if I set it as a goal, the time frame is too short. So if you have unrealistic expectations, and I found out, right, from my own experience, from the experiences of people that I coach, from my experiences as a parent, as a teacher for many years in secondary schools and so on, it is usually the time factor that derails us when it comes to expectations. So it's not that you can't achieve that thing, but people give themselves too little time considering the size of the mountain they want to overcome. Somebody said we tend to overestimate what we can do in 1 year, but underestimate what we can do in 10 years. So say, by the end of this year, I'm going to times 500 my income. Is it possible? Well, yeah, it can happen, but is it likely to happen? No. And by the time you're getting to June, you said times 500 times your income. The thing has not even increased by 0.1. And you're like, this doesn't work. But if you had said twice, 1.5, double. You say double my income by the end of the year. A year is enough time to be able to really push for that, to grow the skills, increase your knowledge, come into the right relationships. And so that's enough time to be able to say, I want to double my income this year. Do you see what I mean? So unrealistic expectations when it comes to time can derail your goal. And on the other side of that, unrealistic expectation when it comes to people. You place undue expectations on the people in your life for their support. Thinking, oh, if my husband will support me or if my wife will support me, then I know that I'll be able to do this. Are they in alignment? Do they see the importance of that goal? Or do they see the importance of the goal at the level that you see it? Do you see what I mean? So are they bought into the vision? Because if they are not, and you just automatically assume that because they love you and because they are for you and all those things, they will automatically support you. If you're going through the journey and you have that expectation of people and they're not showing up to support you, it may discourage you and you might feel like, I have nobody. It's not true, right? You simply need to ask and say, who are the people that are on this same journey? I want to meet them. Father, bring me in contact with these kind of people. You can join support groups. Sticking with running, you can say, listen, there are people that are already very motivated about running. I'm going to go and join those support groups. I'm going to go and join a running club. Stuff like that. People that are already on the journey and can support you. So don't have unrealistic expectations of the people in your life to support you. Because if you hinge your hope on their support and they don't show up for you the way you expect them to, it can cause you to become disappointed and you give up. And the last one, which is probably the most deadly, is inflexibility, being rigid, not wanting to change. See, here's the deal. If you are here and you want to go there, the reason why you are not yet here is because you are lacking in certain knowledge, insights, understanding, skills, whatever it is. Because if you already had or knew everything you needed to know about that thing, you wouldn't be here. You would already be at your goal. Meaning, as you journey towards your goal, it is really a journey of corrections. You're going to have to make daily corrections in your thinking, daily corrections in your approach, daily corrections in your speech, daily corrections in what you know and how you do things. So if you're someone that automatically shuts off new ideas, what you know is what you know. Somebody is trying to tell you something, no, I know what I'm doing. Listen, you're going to get to a point where what you know is not enough. It's no longer enough. And you're going to hit a brick wall. You will keep doing what you know, keep applying what you know, keep doing things exactly the same way. And because you still see things the same way, the brick wall will never move. And you waste time at that point. And what is the conclusion you're going to draw? You're going to say, this thing is not working, I give up. You cannot afford to be inflexible when you're aiming for growth. Growth, by the very definition of it, means you have to expand. So open up yourself to any and every idea. Does that mean you would take everything on board? No, but at least test it. Test it. Someone comes and says, oh, actually, if you run this way, you will increase your speed and endurance. Don't say, no. I've already read up on the internet. This is how I'm going to do it. At least try it. At least have a go. Even if it's for 100 meters and you feel like, oh, no, actually, this is not feeling very comfortable. This is looking very weird. At least test it. Test it, and if it's not working, and you have genuinely tested it, not giving it a half-hearted, paid lip service to it. Because really, the things that are going to cause you to grow will, first of all, be uncomfortable because you're not used to doing things that way. So genuinely test it. Even if it's uncomfortable, are you seeing progress? Because that's the test, right? If the person says run a certain way, and at first it may be uncomfortable, but you notice that, at the end of it, I don't have pain. At the end of it, I've actually improved my speed. At first, it may be uncomfortable, but it's working. That means it's something you should definitely adopt. So at least test it. Test it. Don't shut yourself up to new ways of thinking. It could even be a 2-year-old that will show you how to go, right? God can speak to us in many different ways. You could be walking on the road and you see the way a particular leaf is hanging on a chain. Get a revelation from that. And I see. I need to change the way I relate with, and that's it. So inflexibility is the most dangerous hidden trap that will cause any goal to fail, regardless of who you are. I hope these 4 tips have helped you, and I'll see you in the next video. This is Olaomi Brigwe.